Maimer Veshavti Besholom, Part 7. In this lesson, we'll continue to explain what we learned in Ois Yud about the ultimate purpose of creation and how the ultimate purpose of creation is completed not through a higher level, not through a spiritual level, but rather through the ultimate physical of Vayikach Me'avnei Amakim. Let's go back for a minute, just the general idea in the Maimer. Yaakov Avinu is leaving Beersheva. Why is he leaving Beersheva? He's going away from the most spiritual place possible. He's leaving Eretz Yisrael. He's leaving Yitzchak and he's leaving Avraham. In the spiritual sense, like we said, he's leaving the concept of sitting and understanding about Hashem. He's leaving even the spiritual connection to Torah and mitzvahs. He's leaving all of this and he's going to Charan, to the lowest possible place in the world, to Charain Af Shel Makim Ba'olam, to the place where Hashem's anger is revealed in the world, to a place where there's, instead of Avraham and Yitzchak Lahavdil, who he was with earlier, he's now going not only to Chutz La'aretz, to a place which is impure, to a place that its very atmosphere is impure, its very earth is impure, but he's now going to a place where he's being involved with people who are immoral, with Allah and Arami, and that's what he's involved with. Why is he doing that? He's doing that because he has a mission. What's the mission? The mission is that he's going to go over here, and this is where he's going to set up Klal Yisrael. Not in Beersheva, not by Avram and Yitzchak, not in Eretz Yisrael. In Charan, by Lavan or Arami, that's where he's setting up the Jewish people. And it's there, unlike Avram who lived in Eretz Yisrael, and Yatsa Mimenu, there was a place for something to leave him, for something to come out. For Avram's greatest level of chesed, there was able to be the opposite of chesed, of klipa, that can come from it, which that's Ishmael. Yitzchak, Yatsa Mimenu, there is the unbelievable power of Gvura, of Gdusha. And yet from Yitzchak there's able to come out, there's place for Chitzaynim, there's place for an outer level of Klippa, of Esav, of Gvura, of Klippa. Yaakov, Mitasei Shlema. What do we call it? Mitasei Shlema. His bed is complete. What's the idea of a bed? A bed is a place where a person is lying down, where his head and his feet are equal. And it's there that there's able to be the ultimate completeness. It's there that there's able to come out the Jewish people, where nothing bad comes from there, because there is no place for anything bad, because here comes the people whose mission and whose purpose and whose goal it is to bring godliness into the world, to transform the world itself into godliness, and most importantly, to fulfill the mission that Hashem wants in this world. When a person comes into this world, because every Jew has this shlichus of Vayetze Yaakov and Beersheva, Vayelech Harana, his neshama comes from the highest place and comes down to the lowest place. The person can look at it in two ways. He can look at it in what's in it for me, what am I going to get out of it, and whose I, not just a regular I. I means a neshama which is Chelek Eloi Kamimal Mamish, a neshama that until now was in Igra Rama, a neshama that until now was in the highest roof, the highest level, up in spiritual worlds, and it saw fit Al Karcha Chatachai, because the neshama is forced to live. But what's that force? The force means that the neshama is forced by seeing what it can accomplish in this world. So a person can come down into this world and think about what my accomplishments can be, what I'm able to achieve, so that now my neshama can come to an even higher place than the way it was before it came down. That's the concept of how can I get higher How can I reach something better and greater than there was before I came down into this world? So it's true I had to leave Beersheva. I had to go to Haran, but now in this world what I'm going to look to do is to try and be involved as much as possible in a spiritual life, in a connection to spirituality, which in truth every person has to do. But there's something deeper and something greater, which is what is my mission in this world? What's my purpose? What's my goal in this world? If that was the case, if it was just for the neshama itself, Hashem, who's the ultimate good, wouldn't have sent the neshama from the greatest place to a place where who knows what will happen to it. And like we know, kol hadrachim becheska sakana, all paths are dangerous. Why would Hashem send the neshama to such a place when who knows what will happen to it? It could get lost totally, just in order so it should reach somewhere higher and somewhere greater than it was before. There must be something even deeper, which is the mission, the purpose, the goal that Hashem wants. And truth to tell, of course, in order to fulfill this goal, like Yaakov Avinu himself, before he was able to go to Haran and to accomplish his mission, he went for 14 years where he didn't sleep, where he sat in the house of Shem and Aver and where he learned Torah. Even while he was in Haran, his mind was constantly connected to the most spiritual places, because if not, he wouldn't be able to accomplish the mission. And yet, what was he doing those 20 years in the house of Lavan when he was thinking about one thing? He was constantly not sleeping because he was involved in fulfilling a mission of elevating the sparks of Lavan and later on the sparks of Esav. Why? Why did he go, and why specifically did this Yaakov Avinu was therefore this is why Yaakov Avinu was able to establish a Klal Yisrael where there's nothing bad there, where there's nothing that comes out of it, but everything remains completely within the realms of Kedusha. And that's because of taking from the stones. The same Yaakov Avinu who didn't sleep for 14 years by the house of Shem and Aver. The same Yaakov Avinu who those 20 years when he's in the house of Lavan, he spent 15 hours a day learning Torah and the other 9 hours davening. That same Yaakov Avinu who never stopped from doing what he was supposed to do, and yet he realized that ultimately if there's a mission, the mission is what Hashem wants in this world, which is not, it doesn't lie in the spiritual worlds. Although you need the spiritual worlds in order to fulfill the mission. You need an unstoppable and non-stop connection to the spiritual worlds in order to fulfill the mission. And yet you also remember what the ultimate mission is, which is going to Avnei HaMakim, to a place where godliness is hidden, to take stones and to take the plural, the many stones, and to transform them into one. Which is why the ultimate purpose of the neshama down here, it's not enough learning Torah, it's not even enough doing mitzvahs with the physical world, but it's recognizing the reality and truth that's in the physical world itself. Why is all that? Let's look at the purpose of creation, the reason why Hashem created the world. In Kabbalah, in the Zohar, it says, in the Zohar it says that the reason for the creation was Begin di Ishtamoidun Le. Begin di Ishtamoidun Le means that Hashem created a physical world. Now, why do we ask a question? What's the purpose of creation? Because Hashem didn't just create a world of Atzilus. Hashem didn't just create a world of angels, a world of spirituality. Hashem created a physical world, specifically. A physical world of Asiya, and that's the ultimate purpose. That's what it's all about. He didn't put us in the world of Atzilus. In fact, the whole Atzilus is in order that eventually it comes to Bria, to Yitzira, until a world of Asiya, a physical world, a mundane world, a world of Makim, a world where godliness is hidden and not revealed, a world of stones, a world of inanimate of stones. And that's the question. We can understand the spiritual world, perhaps. But why is there a physical world? And the Zohar says, why? Begin di ishtamoidun le. So that all of the creatures in the world should know Hashem, should recognize Hashem. Hashem wanted a world that recognizes Him. Reason number 2, which is what's said in the Eitz Chaim from the Arizal, and in Chassidus it says that ultimately these 2 reasons are the same idea, but one is from above to below, the other is from below to above. And the second reason is Kidei Sheyizgalu Shleimus Chaychosav Upuloisav, is that the perfection of Hashem's powers and Hashem's actions should be revealed. Until the world was created, that's all hidden. That's all there only in potential. When Hashem made a world, to the extent of even making a physical world, everything that Hashem, so to speak, has in potential is all revealed, it's all there, it's all unfolded in its full power. And nevertheless, although this is the ultimate purpose of a physical world, but this purpose mostly is completed not in the physical world, but in the spiritual worlds. Who knows Hashem? The physical world doesn't know Hashem. The physical world doesn't recognize Hashem. The ultimate of who knows Hashem and recognizes Hashem is those creatures that are in the world of Atzilus, the Netzalim. Those angels, those beings, so to speak, that exist in Atzilus. Where is Hashem's ultimate powers revealed? In the spiritual worlds of Atzilus. This is all a world of spirituality, which does happen as a result of the creation. But this is not the kavanah ha'amitis, the true purpose of creation. Why is this not the true purpose of creation? Because this is mostly fulfilled in the spiritual sense, in the spiritual worlds, in the worlds of Atzilus, in the worlds that are higher than Atzilus. And it's true that these things happen as a result of creation. But that can't be the ultimate reason of why Hashem created the world. And there's a deeper idea to this as well. Ultimately, when there's a reason, that can't be why Hashem created the world. Because Hashem can't have been forced to create the world. Hashem is the ultimate, the complete one, the tachlis hashlemus, the shlimu the chula, the completion of everything. He can't be doing something in order to complete himself more. Because there's no such a thing, chas v'shalom, as completing Hashem more. So that more things can know Him, or that He can be more revealed, or that His powers will be revealed. That's all things that happen as a result of the creation, and mostly in the spiritual sense. That's spiritual things that happen that are completed as a result of the creation, but those aren't the ultimate purpose of creation, because the ultimate purpose of creation can't be for spirituality. The ultimate purpose of creation is something that makes no sense. The ultimate purpose of creation is a taiva, a desire of Hashem, something that you can't ask any questions on because there are no answers. Not only because the answer is too deep for us to understand. This is something which can't be explained. Because if it was able to be explained, that would mean it would be a necessity. If it's a necessity, then that's a problem because there can't be a necessity for Him. So all those things could happen as a result of creation, but it can't be that this is what He wanted. But when you say He wanted it, it's a taiva, He wanted it. What did He want? He wanted something that makes no sense. It's not revealing spiritual things. It's not revealing. Those things are also necessary because if there weren't revelations of spirituality in the world, we wouldn't be able to ultimately reveal godliness in this world. But ultimately what we're doing is something that can't be explained, can't be felt, can't be recognized, can't be understood in any way because it's Him. And just like He is not understood, what He wants is not understood. And what is that something that has no spiritual meaning? It has no spiritual understanding and it has no spiritual feeling to it. What? Having a simple stone. A simple physical being in which godliness is completely concealed and hidden. Somewhere that godliness is totally not revealed. And in there taking that stone and kol masecha l'shem shamayim, using it to serve Hashem, and even more than that, b'chol derachecha do'eyu, recognizing Hashem inside this physical being, this physical world, this physical stone. That ultimately is the ultimate purpose. That's the mission. That's not something that we get something out of. That's not something we can feel, we can understand, that our neshama gets anywhere as a result of it. That's something where we're fulfilling a mission and a purpose of what the essence of Hashem wants. And there, that stone becomes Beis Elikim, not just Elikim, godliness, to understand that godliness is the ultimate of the world. Because that's something which is more Yizgalu Shleimus